I never thought I'd be afraid in my own home. Apartments had always felt like safe places to me. Sure, you get a noisy neighbor or a landlord who wouldn't fix the leaky sink, but overall, you had a front door with a lock, a roommate or two for company, and somewhere to retreat when the world felt overwhelming. That's what I believed when I signed the lease. And for the first 6 months, that belief held true. I was 19, juggling classes and a part-time job, barely scraping by with rent. Sharing a place with Mark, my new roommate, was a practical decision, nothing more. Rent was cheap if we split it. Utilities manageable. The place was old but livable. Beige carpets with coffee stains and a sagging couch the last tenants left behind. 2 bedrooms with thin walls. Mark and I weren't best friends, but he seemed fine. Quiet, little awkward. The kind of guy who kept to himself. He worked IT support from home, spent most of his time gaming. He never had friends over, never threw parties, never caused drama. If anything, I thought I lucked out. That was before the night I woke up at 3 a.m. and realized he was under my bed. It started subtle. I'd been tossing and turning that night, brain buzzing with deadlines. The apartment was still, the air heavy with the faint musty smell that old carpets hold onto. Then I heard it, a faint shift, like cloth brushing against wood, or maybe a slow exhale. At first, I thought it was nothing. Pipes, maybe the fridge cycling. Thin walls meant I could hear Mark shuffle in his room sometimes. Bed creaks, footsteps. I tried to shrug it off, but the sound came again, louder this time. Definitely under me. I froze. My pulse thudded against my ribs. My ears strained so hard it hurt. I whispered, "Hello?" into the dark, half hoping it was just my imagination. No response. Slowly with shaking hands, I grabbed my phones and flicked on the flashlight. My roommate curled under my bed like he was a child hiding during hide and seek. His body folded unnaturally tight, his cheek pressed to the carpet, his eyes wide and staring. For a split second, my brain refused to process it. He wasn't supposed to be there. He had his own room, his own bed. He wasn't supposed to be inches from where I slept. "Mark?" My voice cracked. He didn't move, didn't flinch from the light. He just stared at me, face pale, lips trembling like he was caught. "Finally," he whispered. I couldn't sleep. I scrambled backward, nearly tripping over the nightstand. "What the hell are you doing under my bed?" Mark slowly unfolded himself, pushing back on his elbows. But he didn't climb out. His voice was low, almost childlike. "Sometimes I lay here. I don't know why, it feels better." My skin crawled. Better? What does that mean? He avoided my eyes. He swallowed hard. "I can sleep when I know you're here." I felt sick. This wasn't just quirky or weird. This was invasive, wrong, terrifying. I didn't wait for more explanation. I bolted out of the room, slamming the door behind me, my heart pounding. That night, I slept on the couch, clutching a pillow to my chest like a shield. The apartment was silent except for the hum of the fridge and the occasional car outside. I stared at the dark hallway for hours, waiting for him to emerge. When morning came, the conversation didn't make me feel any better. Mark stood in the kitchen, making coffee like nothing happened. His hair was messy, his hoodie wrinkled, but his expression calm. I asked him why he'd be under my bed. He shrugged. Eyes on his mug. "I told you, it helps me sleep. I started a while ago, just a few nights. I didn't think you'd notice." That hit me harder than anything. A while ago. How many times had I been asleep, completely vulnerable while he lay hidden beneath me? I tried to brush it off, pretending it was a one-time slip, but the damage was done. I no longer trusted the thin walls. Every creak in the hallway made me flinch. Every time his bedroom door opened, my body tensed. At night, I jammed a chair under my doorknob, though deep down, I knew it wouldn't stop him if he wanted to get in. I lay awake for hours, heart racing, ears turned to the slightest noise. And sometimes I swore I still heard it. That faint shift of cloth, that slow exhale under the bed. A week later, I found the note, tucked under my pillow like he wanted me to find it. On plain notebook paper, scrawled in shaky handwriting, "Do I make you feel safe? Because I can't sleep without you." My stomach twisted, my hand shook. I confronted him, but he only looked down, cheeks flushing. I didn't mean to scare you. I need that comfort. Comfort? As if hiding under someone's bed like a predator was normal. I realized then this was something I couldn't fix. I started planning to leave quietly without tipping him off, but leaving took time. Finding another roommate, scraping together the money, making excuses every night until then it felt like walking on a tightrope. I tried to act normal around him, ate dinner together, watched TV, forced myself to laugh at dumb jokes, but my smile never reached my eyes, and I could feel his gaze lingering, watching too closely, too long. The worst part, some nights I'd wake up certain someone had touched me, a tug at the blanket, fingers brushing my ankle, always faint, always just enough to make me doubt myself. I never caught him in the act again, but the fear didn't leave. The final straw came one night when I came home late from work. The apartment was dark. I flicked on the light and froze. My bedroom door was open. I always shut it when I always left. I stepped inside, throat tight, scanning. And there on my bed lay another note, this one bigger. On it scrawled thicker ink, "You don't have to lock me out." That was it. I packed a duffel bag and grabbed my essentials and stayed at a friend's. Within a week, I broke in my lease. I didn't care about the penalty. Money wasn't worth my sanity or my safety. It's been months since then. I don't know where Mark is and I don't care, but the paranoia hasn't left me. Every time I move into a new place, I check under the bed. Every creak in the night makes my skin prickle. I sleep with the lights on more often than I'd like to admit, because I learned something terrifying. Monsters aren't just strangers in alleys or shadows in the darkness. Sometimes they're the people who share your home. Sometimes they wait in silence just inches away under your bed.